Hello, everyone. This is Martin, and welcome back to another weekly update. This time, we're looking at the trading opportunities for the week of February the 20th to the 24th. And welcome all traders from around the world. I'm getting more and more subscribers from around the world, which is really good news. That means I must be doing something right. And I also welcome back to all of my loyal traders here in the Toronto GTA. And this week could be very interesting. And whether we could piggyback off of what happened last week. I mean, the markets are a bit uncertain right now. And like the big question is, what's moving the markets? It's certainly not the economic news. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when economic news comes out for a certain country, and if it's really good, there may be a short-term spike in the direction, in the positive direction of the news. However, uh, I'm finding that it's not sustaining. Like when there, last week, for instance, we had some really, really good news out of the U.S. And you would have thought that that would have the U.S. currency would have piggybacked off that news and continued its drive, um, uh, stronger as when paired to the counter currencies, and that really didn't happen. I mean, we had one day where the U.S. currency spiked. According to the news, but then the next day, right after that, and it just there's just no follow through. So I see that there's something else that's driving the markets right now, and if it's not economic news, then it's got to be something else, perhaps political. I know there's a lot of talk out there with the recent Donald Trump's election victory and what he's going to do, and that's possibly part of the situation here. Perhaps the world is waiting to see what Donald Trump is going to do, and I hear a lot about his tax reforms and whether that's going to help the U.S. economy or not. It's supposed to, but we will have to wait and see. So, getting back to my presentation, let's see what I see, and hopefully I can help you with your trading decisions as well. So, as always, we start with the Euro USD. Okay, here we have the Euro USD daily chart, and you can see after a long uptrend, all of a sudden, this pair retraced back down. This is called a pullback. So after an uptrend, we have a pullback. We still basically are in kind of a bullish market. However, price has been trending down lower. Price started to bounce up again right here on the Thursday's candle. That's a huge candle, but as I mentioned already, there's just really not much follow through. And I mean, with this huge candle, take a look. There's hardly any wick above or below. I mean, this was a complete bullish move from the beginning to the close here. This candle, the next candle should have followed right through at least up to this area of the 100 SMA, but it completely reversed on Friday, which is telling me that there's a lot more that's going on in the markets right now, and it's not news that's driving the price decision. So here we have a reversal. It's sitting at support. You can see with this the 50 SMA, and what happens from here? Well, it's anyone's guess, and basically what I'm saying is it's a little bit. Um, I guess we have to look for further evidence, and we want to see if price can follow through to the downside. My bias is really to the south side. Remember, I talked about engulfing candles last week. Let me show you on the weekly chart. Okay, I just switched to weekly. I know it says daily here, but I switched to the weekly. And you can see this bearish engulfing candle. Now, this was the week before. Last week we had a bearish move to the downside. It bounced off the support, but it's still it's a bit bearish here, and I believe price is going to keep coming down a little bit further, maybe back to retest the support here. You can see the MACD is also turning down So getting back to the daily, it's just a matter of, deciding if you want to wait for more evidence, and if you think price is going to keep coming down, you may want to wait. And this is what again, these are my suggestions for what I'm looking at. Whether you want to take advantage of what I'm saying, or you just want to learn from what I'm saying. If we think price is going to come down further, then we want to sell below 105.86. So 105.86 is actually right here, right in this area. If we think price is going to come back down, I think my bias is to the sell side. But and the other thing is, you can wait for a bit of a retracement. Now this is the daily chart, so you can wait for a bit of a retracement, then look for selling evidence to the downside again. Okay, so that's the Euro USD. Again, I quickly switch to the LEOD chart. You can see price is sitting right here at the 50, which is acting as support, and it has not broken really below the lower yellow line. Although, the MACD histobars and the MACD line is below the zero level, so I'm I'm favoring selling opportunities, looking for selling opportunities. Okay, now we get to the British pound USD. And you can see, as of last week, this is the candle here, the previous Friday's close. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days, kind of being going lower. The buyers have not been able to push price higher, and it's now sitting at a major confluence of support. We have support in different categories here. First of all, we have a trend line, okay, and price. This is what I would be looking for price to break below a trend line and down here. We also have the 50 SMA. You can see that right now. We are right now, when we see price like this come up, down, and not giving us any short-term permanent direction. We consider this as a consolidation. So it's consolidating with a triangle pattern, and we're looking for a breakout either to the upside, to the downside. Again, I'm favoring a selling opportunity. The MACD is below zero, and if we think price is going to come back down, go down lower, we want to sell below the 123.40. So between below 123.40 if we think price is going to go down lower. Okay, now we get to the Australian USD. You can see we are in a bullish uptrend, basically. However, we are in a pullback, so we are making higher highs. So when we see a trending pattern, we look for higher highs. This is a higher high to the previous high. We're also making a higher low to a previous low. Okay, and again, I just want to um, I I want to point it out to you. So here is a lower high, here's a higher high, here's a slightly higher high. However, you can see we've bounced off the major resistance right there, right? And so what we want to do is wait for price to either bounce off the the lower trend line. So in other words, we want to really wait for more evidence. I can't tell you what's going to happen. Price may come down to here and then break the trend line, come back all the way down to support here. Or price may come down and then try once more to retest the major resistance and then come back down. So these are all the things I think about when I'm looking at trading. And you have to make the decision again according to your trading personality. Um, do you want to wait for a bounce? If you see evidence that price is bouncing off the dynamic trend line here, which is dynamic support, then you would take a buy trade. So if you think price is going to come back down lower, then you want to wait for more evidence. And if it breaks a trend line, it certainly has lots of room to the downside. Okay, so that's the Australian USD. Let's take a quick look with the LEOD charts, which is just another type of chart that I look at, which I came up with, and it sometimes shows the picture a lot more clearer. You can see prices actually been going up, up, up. As I mentioned, we're coming back down, and it could just bounce off the upper yellow line right here. So it could come down and go higher once more to retest the previous resistance. Okay. Obviously, the Australian US dollar is tied into gold, and you can see gold is right now it's kind of a bit sideways. It is, but it is challenging to go higher. We are in kind of a bullish pennant. So from here, price certainly can go maybe sideways, come back up, and then once it reaches this area, back down again. And you can see here, right? This is a 200 SMA. Price is kind of drawn to a 200 SMA, which is a major moving average, just like a magnet. And that's what I like about the SMA. So if price is going to go higher, it most likely at some point is going to come and test the 200 SMA and then most likely bounce back down again. Okay, so right now it's kind of going sideways. You have to just wait for more evidence to see what's happening, and that's possibly why the Australian USD is kind of just coming back down in a again, it's just coming. Let me switch to the other chart, coming back down in a pullback, but it could certainly bounce up higher. Okay, now New Zealand USD. This is the daily chart here. Kind of, you see, price came back down, bounced off of support here with conviction on this on Wednesday's candle. It went up quite a bit, but then just kind of just petered right out, stalled here at another resistance area and has now come back down. So not only is price below resistance, but price is below the this moving average, which is the 8 moving average. I believe this is what I think. My bias is trading this pair to the downside, and look at this area of confluence. Wow, this is really amazing. We've got the 50 SMA, we've got the 200 SMA, we've got the 100 SMA, okay, and that is all in this area. So I would certainly say this is major support. Now, I believe price is going to come back down. It may bounce up a bit, and then it may just fall right through. Data that's coming out of New Zealand, the economic data is not that great. So price may, like I say, come back down, just flutter around sideways for a while, and maybe longer term, price may be coming back down again. But again, this is a pair that right now I believe you could trade to the downside. And if that's the case, let me just take that all away. You could if we believe price is going to go lower, we can sell below 0.7170, okay, which is 7170, so below this area. We certainly want to wait till price breaks this cluster and this confluence of major support, okay? So once it breaks this, then it's got a long way to go down. You could also wait for price to come back down and look for buying evidence to the upside. There could be a short-term trading opportunity there as well. So that's what I see. Short-term trading it down. If price comes down from here, we still use. I'm using my crosshair tool now, and take a look at my crosshair tool as I'm dragging this down. You see the number in the middle numbers is now 194. 242, 307. Let's go all the way down to the 250 moving average, which is around the 5. Take a look at the middle number 533. What this means is that this pair can still come down another 53 pips. We eliminate the last number the last digit. Okay, so so when you see 533, it really means price can come down, or possibly come down another 53 pips. Okay, that's for those people that perhaps have not used the crosshair tool, and that's how you can measure how far price can go to see whether you want to enter a trade or not based on your trading personality. Okay, now what's after the New Zealand USD? Well, we normally go to the US. Oh, I did want to mention. Let's go back to New Zealand. And you see prices been coming down, down, down. It went up to retest the resistance. It bounced off the 8. It's closed below the 8, and that's why my bias is to the downside. The MACD you can see is turning down, curling down lower again. We have another red histo bar here. But the main thing I want to point out, was one of the pairs last week that I mentioned that had a bearish engulfing pattern. So take a look at the weekly, and let me just magnify that. Okay, so you can see this was last week's candle. It it completely engulfed the previous week's candle. So as price went up, we had a major reversal last week, and that did give us a clue that price most likely would be heading down lower. Now on the weekly chart, you can see it has not closed below the 8, but I believe it could, and we just have to wait for that opportunity. Okay, so back to the daily on this one. Now we're going to go to the US CAD. This is the US CAD daily, and this one is, I'm not thrilled about this pair at all, for several reasons. I'll tell you why. Price Take a look at these candles all last week, starting with this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle. What do you notice? Do you see anything really interesting? Okay. If you would have said you see very long upper and lower wicks, upper and lower wicks, upper here, so upper, lower, upper, here's a doji and upper. This is major indecision. I mean, there's a tremendous battle going on between the buyers and the sellers. Good news comes out for Canada, price may react to that. Good news comes out for the U.S., price reacts to that. Depending on what's happening with oil, price will react to that. So really, there's a lot of factors in play here, and for the main part, price is just going sideways. You honestly have to wait for more evidence. So it's sideways. My bias is to the upside since we gained, just based on the last two candles, we had this huge bounce. Okay, so let's take a look here. See this candle right there? Huge bounce off support. Okay, this is yeah, this is support. And then the next candle we started going higher. We kind of still stuck at the 8 there. So you want to wait for a little bit more evidence, but my bias is to the upside. And for this one, you want to buy above 130, 150 if we think price is going to go higher. Okay, now we switch to oil really quickly. Again, you can see oil, and there's a reason maybe for the U.S. Canadian dollar. It's just been going completely sideways, but there's still room to the upside. Okay, that's oil, and now we get to the U.S. for Swiss franc. Here, again, we price had been going up. We're in a retracement, and right now, I on Friday with Friday's close, we had to bounce back higher again, uh, and my bias is to the upside. So if we think price is going to go higher, we want to buy above 10040. Okay, and crosshair tool 10040 would be right about there. So if we think price is going to go higher, we want to buy above 10040. Price right now is kind of close, just above the 8. And so my bias is to the upside. The MACD line is still above zero, but it's starting to curl sideways, and if we have another positive candle, this will go higher, of course. But we had a big bounce off the support here, major support. Price was in a trending up market or bullish trending market. This is just called a pullback. This is a pullback, which is normal. And now we have evidence where price could certainly turn up higher. Okay, so that's what I see there. And finally, we got the USJP, and this one is not behaving nicely at all. Again, similar to US Swiss franc, price had gone up, then price has now come bounced right off the right off the 50 SMA. Take a look at this. Look at the horizontal slope. I mean, it's not up. The slope of this 50 SMA is not up, it's not down, it's completely sideways. Do you see that? Which is major indication that this price is going sideways. It actually is consolidating with a triangle. And basically what we're looking for is more evidence. We're looking for a breakout either to the upside, which is here. We're looking for a breakout here, or we're looking for a breakout here. Okay, and the MACD, you can see, is kind of right at the zero. The momentum to the upside has just stalled for a bit. Again, this is just a pullback. Okay, I want to let you know that we were trending higher. This is a normal pullback. So from here, price certainly can bounce up and go higher once more, or perhaps up to here, down again, and then finally break through. Um, Basically, the my main thing about this pair is wait. My bias is slightly to the upside, but I'm, not 100% on this one. But if we think price is going to go higher, we want to we want to buy above 113.50 to the upside. So 113.50 to the upside for a short-term up play toward the 50 SMA. Or if we think price is going to go down lower, then we want to sell below 112.50 down here, and again short term to at least meet up with the 100 SMA. So again, short-term plays on both sides, but you just want to wait for more evidence. So that's my wrap up for this week, for the week of February the 20th to the 24th. Hopefully you've gotten some information, good education to help you trade, make better trading decisions, and um, we will look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions or queries, send me your emails. I'll be more than happy to answer all of them within a reasonable, quick time frame. Okay, so take care. Happy trading. We will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.